Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you the difference in the display quality on the M1 iPad Pro versus the Samsung Tab S7 Plus, and I'm going to show you how they look under strong sunlight. So this is an IPS LCD display with mini LEDs as backlight. The maximum brightness is 600 nits with typical usage. When you're viewing HDR content, it can go up to 1600 nits. This display uses Super AMOLED, which is basically an OLED display. The maximum brightness, I would say it's around 300 to 400 nits, depending on sources that I found online. So at a glance, both displays, they look great. They are currently running at maximum brightness and I can see good colors and contrast. So I've just moved away from the strong light source, the sun. This is how the blacks will look when both displays are turned off. So this is the black that you can expect when you are playing movies with black bars at the top and bottom, or if you're looking at photos with black bars on the side or at the top and bottom. Now this is with the camera pointing directly at the display. If I actually tilt the display at this angle, you can see the reflection here, the reflection of the white wall that is behind. So Apple actually has this coating on the iPad Pro that really minimizes reflection. So when you are viewing the tablet at an angle, even at a slight angle, you can see a bit more reflection on the Samsung tablet. The iPad Pro does handle reflections much better. Pay attention to the reflection of my water bottle. And this is the Samsung tablet. This is the iPad Pro. So the reflections are minimized quite noticeably on the iPad Pro. So let's take a look at some photos. So from what I can see, the image quality, it's just fantastic on both displays. However, the colors, they do look slightly different. It seems like the colors on the Samsung tablet, they look slightly more vibrant. Now this is the Tab S7 Plus, which uses Super AMOLED display. The smaller Tab S7 actually is still using LCD. So let's take a look here. Again, the colors look slightly different. The green here is actually more green. I'm not sure if my camera is able to capture the colors accurately. So just go with what I'm saying. The reds here, more vibrant, and the blues here, again, more vibrant. Now some people may prefer LCD displays because the colors are not as vibrant, not as unnatural compared to Super AMOLED display. I actually personally prefer LCDs. So this two photos look kind of similar. The dynamic range for both tablets are fantastic, so I can see a lot of details in the darker areas. Again, the colors look slightly different. The blacks, they are quite black. Now the OLED display on the Samsung tablet has some issues rendering or showing reds. So for the reds, I find the reds on the Super AMOLED display or the OLED display to be a bit more glaring, to be a bit more distracting. Yep, so here the reds are definitely more vibrant, and here as well. So I can see the color transition here for the red to be softer. Here the color transition, it's a bit difficult for me to see more clearly, mostly because the red is so glaring. Now you can actually change color settings on the Samsung tablet using the display settings. This is at the typical, the standard default setting. Now regardless of which tablet you get, I don't think you will be disappointed with either. They both look great. Both tablets are now under strong sunlight, and the colors and contrast are affected, and there's this reflection or diffraction thing going on. So let me show you how the M1 iPad Pro looks. So you can see the sharp edges of the reflection. This is how it looks from the front under strong sunlight. The colors still look good. You can definitely see what's going on the screen. The contrast is good, and brightness definitely adequate for you to use this tablet under strong sunlight. So let me put the sun around here so you can see two streams of light here, one and one, but the contrast is still there, the colors are still there. And this is how it looks with strong reflection. And now let's switch over to the Samsung tablet. Right here you can see this, the sun is here by the way, so you can see this thing, this stream of light going across the whole screen. So this is more distracting compared to the iPad Pro, and also the colors are affected slightly more. You can still use this tablet, the Samsung tablet with the OLED display under strong sunlight. The colors and contrast are still good enough for use under strong sunlight, just that there is this stream of light or glow or reflection thing going on. I have just paused on this 4K HDR video that I found on YouTube. So when viewing HDR content, I can see there is slightly more dynamic range with the iPad Pro because you can get up to 1600 nits for HDR. So the lights here are actually slightly brighter compared to the lights here. Both displays still have good contrast, just that for the lights, the highlights here, they look slightly brighter. The blacks, you can see thicker black bars at the top and bottom because of the aspect ratio here. There are still black bars here at the top and bottom, but smaller. For work purposes, for productivity, I actually prefer this aspect ratio over this wider aspect ratio. But here you can see when you are playing movies on the 12.9-inch iPad Pro versus the 12.4-inch Samsung Tab S7 Plus, the video looks about the same size. Remember earlier when I said the reds on the Samsung tablet, they are more glaring, a bit more unnatural. Well, now on the M1 iPad Pro, the red, it looks a bit more glaring, mostly because of the HDR brightness. So the lights here, they are really bright, as if there is light glowing from the display, whereas here the brightness is good, the colors are great, just that you don't get the sense that the light is like glowing from the light bulbs from the neon signs here. But having said that, both displays, they look terrific, and you will definitely not be disappointed with either tablets when it comes to image quality of the displays. You may have seen reviews talking about the blooming issues on the M1 iPad Pro due to the dimming zones. There is some blooming issues on this tablet, but I'm not going to talk too much about that because I've already made a whole video on that. Now, the main thing to note is if you are using the tablets with auto brightness, with typical usage, you are probably not going to notice blooming. So blooming is not really a big problem. The shadow at the edges, though, they are always there regardless of whatever is on the display or whatever brightness. The shadow effect will always be there. So it creates this illusion as if the LCD display is slightly lower, as if the glass is slightly thicker, but in actual reality there is actually no gap between the glass and the pixels behind. So if you look closely here, it will still look as if the icons are on the surface of the glass, just that when you look at the edge, the shadow, it gives you the illusion that the glass is thicker. If you really want to see blooming on this tablet, you can just shut down the tablet and restart it. And when it's restarting, they will show you the Apple logo, which is in bright white against dark background. That's where you will see blooming. There's no doubt about it. Thanks for watching. I hope this video is helpful. See you guys in the next video. Bye.